Namaste Namaha. Welcome to your 5 minutes of self-care. So we have started with the yamas and the niyamas. As you can see, I've got a book. This is from Deborah Adele. I have had this book for the past 9 years, and it's most of the time with me. In the last years, not so much because I kind of know it in and out. This book speaks about the ethical guiding principles within the philosophy of yoga that we also can find in the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. So why is philosophy so important? Everyone believes that yoga is only about the physical movement. It is so not true. There are many different limbs, 8 limbs in total of yoga, and it's a way of living. So now everything I have shared so far with you pretty much is derived originally from yoga. Quantum field energy. Now we have science backing everything up, which is great, but sometimes we also need just more than numbers, physical evidence. Sometimes we just need this trust, knowing what is true for ourselves. Today, I'd like to speak to you about Satya. Satya is one of the yamas, the ethical guiding principles, which speaks about truthfulness. And I'd like to give you a quote here. Is my yes coming from a dark corner or from the light in my heart? Maybe you know the author, it's C. Lewis. And sometimes when we say yes and we don't actually feel that we want to say yes, but we just want to please the person or we want to please the situation, to be liked, to be accepted, to not be judged. Truthfulness starts really within ourselves. How honest we can be with oneself. And it goes back into self-love. Many times when we say yes or are not able to set our boundaries, we have the tendency to make compromises towards oneself and pretty much be in disadvantage to oneself. Now, self-care is, many people think it would be selfish because we only think about ourselves. Again, when you're in a plane and your oxygen mask comes down, you put the mask on yourself first before you try or help someone else with the mask. It's the same with our lives. If we do not take care of ourselves and we run ourselves down because we want to please everyone around us and we say yes to everything, and we stay in dishonesty with oneself and not being truthful to what our needs are, what we deserve, then it is not in equilibrium, in balance. And what happens is disease can manifest itself in our body. We get weak, we get tired, we get frustrated. And we can also hone emotions of resentment, which turn into anger, which turn into patterns, the way how we believe, what we think, which turn into an attitude and to a mood. So how do we prevent from doing this? Of course, being truthful to another person is really important. And sometimes we are not truthful to the other person because we're not truthful to ourselves. I'll give you an example. For instance, you try to come back together with your partner and you try it again and again and again. There is some attachment, codependency, which comes into place. And I always see it from the point like, okay, why is this happening? What lesson do I need to learn? And obviously we hope for the best that things work, but inside ourselves, you maybe have this feeling, this gut feeling, this intuition, this instinct, or your guides telling you, don't go back. And you don't listen. So you're being dishonest to your own intuition. You don't listen because you don't trust that you know better within yourself what is truthful for yourself. And this can happen to all of us. Problem is, people get unnecessarily hurt because there will be collateral damage, which is not good. So the more you are honest to yourself, the kinder you are, not only to yourself, but also to the other people. And the truth is sometimes hurtful, yes. And some people say it's a white lie. I'm omitting something. You know what? Omitting important information that you know that is actually key and it's important, that is not being truthful either. So we need to always ask ourselves, what is our honesty and our truthfulness within ourselves? How would we feel if we were in the other person's shoes? But yet again, understanding that saying no is okay. And just saying yes from a place of darkness, of fear of missing out, of fear of losing out, is not the right way to find your own truthfulness in light. Namaste, Nama.